This man is a terrorist, right? He's unreal. This guy, his pre-seasons are notorious. I was scared if I actually think that Ian Goodison and Theodore Whitmore, I never did a pre-season with them because they were that scared because they'd heard from the lads that this pre-season was unbelievable, that they stayed in Jamaica. So when Richard Hill had rung them up on the first day of pre-season and where are you? Where are you? On the beach. I'm on the beach. I'm still in Jamaica. So they didn't come. But the pre-seasons that Les, they were notoriously difficult. He'd take us on the sand dunes. There was a place called Harrison Drive. He'd take us up Movama Mountain, and it was just ridiculous. However, this guy knew what he was doing because I don't know if there was any measurements involved, whereas they're really measuring things today. But Leslie's pre-seasons did more than just get us fit, and they really did get us fit because we were like ready to kill teams from the word go. And in the last 10 minutes, we was all ready to go again. So it gave us a good base of fitness. But like you say, we had to pull each other through because that was struggling, and we pulled each other through. And he did that. It was by design, obviously. And he made us suffer in that pre-season. There's times when we went on 9 mile runs. That was the first. That was welcome back, lads. The first day, and we had to go on a 9 mile run through the Wirral Way Country Park, and it was like a marathon. But we got through it, and like I say, he was really good for us because he was such a good physio, stroke football man, stroke manager, and he did it all. And he's probably one of the last few of that generation left. And he's all the lads will tell you that was notorious the difficult pre-seasons, and he designed them all. But we all got through them, and there was very a lack of injuries.
A few people have spoken about that Wirral Way run, how he'd literally just drop you off at one end and say, "I'll meet you at the other. See you in an hour or so," and he'd be there waiting with his stopwatch when you got back, and he'd be timing you all and be going, "Oh, you were a bit slow today," or "Why aren't you going quicker?" kind of thing when you got to the end.
And you wanted to get through it because once you started, everybody would be like just scared. I mean, Ian Goodison and Theodore Whitmore just obviously didn't turn up, but what we did do was we managed to get through it, and we can all talk about it, and it gave us such a good bonding together that once we'd realized we got through that, then you can get involved in the football. I mean, there was other parts of pre-season that he would just then introduce and say, "Yeah, guys, you think you finished? You haven't finished yet." But again, we're very much brought together by those type of things, and those pre-seasons. Unless you've been through them, then you don't really know what working hard is because these guys, you're climbing up hills using your hands as climbing up hills, and then you back down and you back up again, sand dunes. You think it's never going to end, but it does, and you end up going back to the football ground and eating some food, probably throwing up, and then going back out in the afternoon. But it was all good. It was all good for us, and I'll never ever say I wouldn't never want to see a footballer. I think that's what's probably gone out of the game as well, that type of thing.
I remember interviewing Goody once and asking him what he did instead of go to pre-season. He said, "No, no, no, I'm not going back there to do that." He said, "I'll stay on the beach. I'll drink Red Stripe, and I'll play some dominoes, and that'll be my pre-season." But whatever, it worked for him because he always turned up in brilliant
He
form,
did.
and it clearly worked for you as players because if I look at the start of that 2004-05 season, other than a defeat to Peterborough on the opening day, you were brilliant. Beat Hartlepool, beat Chesterfield, 2-1 against Shrewsbury, then a 4-2 victory over Sheffield Wednesday. And I think that 4-2 over Sheffield Wednesday was one where people began to sit up and take notice. A Friday night at Prenton Park, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, and again, we were very much together. We knew what we could do from the season before, and we probably strengthened that team as well. So we had players who could perform on the day, and we never ever watched the who we were playing in terms of names and reputations. We just said, right, this is an 11. We're going to knock them down.